you're recommending kind of for, let's take as a benchmark the Series A, and where are you seeing that the KPIs of the startup should be in terms of revenue, valuation, which should be advanced into the market, like in terms of sales, how much they grew in the last quarter. Can you give some directions in terms of when startups are preparing for for a Series A, kind of in what spectrum they need to be in this compound of analytics?
Sure. So I think there's many angles to look into it, but probably if we look at the revenues, typically companies that raise Series A rounds have more than 1 million in annual recurring revenues. I think it's best, if you have great growth, right? So more than 3 times last year, maybe 5 times, or maybe even more. That's for sure going to attract the investors' attention. I think these are kind of some of the main revenue metrics, but then you can look into more of the unit economics, kind of looking at their lifetime value of the clients, how much they spend on the clients, so LTV, CAC type of metrics, and we can get into more details about that. But just as an overview, that's what I would point out for their Series A rounds.
Yeah, if we go lower, it gets even more complicated. And in terms of the maybe return or the use of funds, what they should bring as impact, let's say as multiplier for the next round. You raise 30 million. What is expected from you to do with those money until you prepare a new round? What should be the elongation, the time between the next round? Maybe to give up some hints into this direction.
Yeah, I think just my opinion here, you should double or triple the business in the next 1.5 years again. Of course, the growth rate at which the business grows slows down year by year, but that's basically the intention of any investor.
And I'll add one more metric, which I think is very important. Like the best Series A that I've seen in the last 2 years are those that have really good expansion on existing customers. And I think this is something that sometimes is sort of like overlooked because you look at just growth in general, like new customers. But if you can show that with existing cohorts, you can go beyond 100%, I think that's a really amazing sign that, yeah.
It's the NRR, yes. If it is above 130%, 150%, it's really good. And another one that is really important these years because of you need the runway, you need the efficiency. Is the way it's a metric that measures the capital efficiency. So it's basically the burn multiple. Another thing that you need to look is like the runway. It should be 18 to 24 months. So that's why maybe there are not so many rounds, but once they happen, they tend to be longer. So I don't know. And then as efficiency, of course, we had what? Druid last year raising 15 million or something, whatever. I won't enter into details. And then in 9 months, they tripled basically the business. There you go. Do they need to raise a round? Well, it depends on how fast they need to grow further, right? So what is the best way to do it? Of course, it depends on when you accelerate, when you are maybe more careful in certain periods, and these years have given us some lessons, like, maybe it's wise to watch your runway, your cash expenditure, or everything. So, yeah, I guess there is not one single way of looking at it. But if you get above 3 times or above 2 times growing the ARR, the annual recurring revenue in 1 year, you're good, right? Then if you use the capital in an efficient way, so the burn multiple it's in the range of 1 or at least maximum 1.2, then you're a good company. Then another thing that is important, and that maybe comes related to what you mentioned, was the gross margin. So when you continue to sell to existing cohorts of customers, there are 2 things that are improving a lot. It's the gross margin of your business, and secondly, the LTV per CAC that you mentioned, right? It's way better, right? And because once you upsell or cross-sell, you also prolong the contract, right? While your cost of selling, it's not that big. So there are lots of things that you can. It depends really on the specific of the business.
Yeah, and something that I've seen lately, startups are being much more are paying much more attention to how much they're actually burning and how they spend the money. Like last year or maybe 2 years ago, there were companies that were barely making revenues, but they were burning like 50, 70,000 a month. Now you see them, doing some revenues, but burning, 10 times less maybe. Right? So, why weren't you doing that 2 years ago as well?
Thank you very much. I'll give it to David and to Roman for a last message. You are privileged in some way because you are not here, and that's why you have extra time, let's say. And for you guys, we'll be here with the rest of the people. David, maybe you want to start?
Yeah, so I always shy away from commenting on topics like this because we invest into VC funds. So my job isn't really to have an opinion on what makes up a good startup investment or a good Series A investment. It's more about my job is more about picking the VC firms and the GPs, the fund managers that we believe are really able to capture the opportunity, right? And the way we would think about it, right, here is, are we seeing an investment model, so a fund model of how the money is going to be deployed that makes sense and has kind of some data points that we can use and see that, well, in fact, this makes a lot of sense, right? So the numbers that we're talking about, obviously it's very different if we're doing a Series A in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Nordics, or in the US, right? And so for us, it's really about just understanding, what is the ecosystem like? What is this deal flow like? Is there enough critical mass for a fund to do something that we believe is interesting, meaning deliver the returns that we're looking for? And then we try to find those data points and cross-reference with the fund model, right? So that's how I would think about this topic. It's a very kind of consultant-like reply because I didn't say shit, right? But it's effectively how we would operate.
We appreciate your honesty always.
Thank you for the extra time. And I'm sorry that the guys make actually more effort than us to come on stage and not giving them enough time. But yeah, I'll build on what David is saying. I think it's very important for the starters to understand the economics of the funds, because what's happening now is that, like, if the deposits offers you risk-free interest of 5%, sometimes 8%, I don't know how much it's in Romania, it probably is somewhere there, in US is there. There is a lot of pressure in the funds to deliver, because before that, like, if you're delivering 50% return where the risk-free was zero, okay, but now it's obviously not good, for LPs. And this pressure the funds to deliver better results, but it's very difficult to deliver better results if the markets are down, right? So it's like the exit opportunities are not there. So that's why the Series C are not happening. When the Series C are not happening, the Series B are rarely happening, if at all. And then all the valuation goes down, and there is a discrepancy between the valuation the founders expect and the valuation the fund requires, because the fund to survive, they need to deliver results at the end of the day to their LPs. So this dynamic, it's actually quite important also for the startup founders to understand, because nowadays we see a lot of companies, for example, coming after YC with they ask a 50 million valuation, which is usually with 1 or 2 customers, right? So this is for a late seed round. And our expectation had moved back to 2018 type of valuation, at seed, where we're going to expect more about in the 10-ish million maximum for this pre-revenue, if you like, mostly companies, even if they're from YC or whatever. So there is this discrepancy in valuation that needs to somehow settle. So before we start seeing again a lot of rounds, there is enough capital on the market. There are plenty of capital on the market, still waiting and seeing if the valuation will basically the valuation gap will narrow. So I think this is also important for the lack of funding in the more calm environment we see. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I really think in the last time that more and more founders are understanding better the investor mindset and the investor as a person, and also the vice versa, also the startups becoming more mature and more, let's say, a bit more equals to the same table. And I think this is what it's very important to signal more mature ecosystem, which is coming together in a real sense. Thank you very much for having this session and for making the effort to be here. Rumen, I think, did the biggest effort and for spending almost a day in the airport. But we'll give it another try with the next edition. Thank you to everybody, and Phil, I really invite you to be courageous after the sessions here and to start interacting with between all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll take one more minute. Especially, I didn't have the chance to have in a public setup together with Dan Oros to thank him about starting together the Advancing AI program, which happened 3 years ago, and for bringing together the visions from different sides of the different setups, and to thank him also publicly for reaching to the 3rd edition together and starting it from zero. So really, thank you very much. Și este ziua fetiței lui. It's his little girl birthday today.
I guess I'm not taking the Dad of the Year award this year, but maybe next year.
Keep on trying, but I think you already have that, so congratulations. Thank you very much. So let's continue with the next part.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cristi, and thank you, everyone. I think it was really an insightful discussion. Okay. Okay, so thank you again for this discussion. I think it was insightful, and it was a good thing that you shared that also the venture funds are facing pressures, and it's not all everything on the startups, not everything, all the pressures are on the startups. So before we start the first round of the pitching session, I'm really glad to introduce you to the jury members who in their investor role will evaluate the performance of the startups and come up with questions at the end of each pitch. So we are really happy that Dan Oros made it and joined us. And he's, as you know, head of marketing in Romania for Google, and also strategy and operations in the Central and Eastern Europe at Google, and also an angel investor at Accel. So many hats for him, and thank you for joining us today. Also online, I think it's going to be with us Rumen. He's going to watch it. Thank you very much. And also thank you for the comment you made earlier that with the inflation and all the pressures that you are facing from investors. So thank you for sharing that. Maybe we didn't think of it. Also with us, of course, Dan 𝐧𝐤𝐬𝐧, General Partner at 𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬 Venture Partners, and Mircea Ghiță, Country Manager at 𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬 Romania. Thank you everyone for joining us, for taking the time and watching the startups and come back with feedback and asking questions. And so we are ready to the, I think, very interesting part of today's event. And the first pitcher is going to be online, and she is with us. Hello, and I hope you can hear us and you can see us, Natalia.
Hi, hello, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes, great. As if you were here, so that's great. We can see you very well, and also we can hear you very well. So let me remind you, each pitcher will have 3 minutes time for their pitch, and then 5 minutes time allocated for the Q&A session. It's tough, it's a little time, but I think everyone got used to this, so that's the rule of the game. So I am going to try to keep everything under control with the help of the technical team. So again, I'm happy to introduce Natalia Ciosek. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. Was I close?
Perfectly.
Thank you for that. She's the co-founder of Ultron AR, a platform for intuitively and quickly building field games without the need of programming language. So Natalia is pitching remotely from Poland. So Natalia, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Natalia Ciosek, and I'm the co-founder of Ultron AR. Ultron AR is a platform for mobile games possibilities of Pokemon Go because it is providing the whole bulk of information which Pokemon also has but never shares with us. So apart from the gamification, we provide comprehensive information about the player, about their choices, preferences, about their paths. And the real-time data connected with object recognition and object detection, which are presented on the real-world map, can actually boost the sales of our game creators. Ultron AR is designed with business perspective in mind, so every company is able to create their own personalized games on a drag and drop basis on our platform, which is a no-code platform, so you don't need any IT knowledge, and you can do it in around 30 minutes. So from the gamer's perspective, Ultron AR offers diverse collection of mobile games, which are being collected on one single application. Players have the chance to either win physical games or take part in the engaging process or experience of gamification. So Ultron AR offers free game publication for institutions such as city offices and also free accessibility for the users. We generate revenue through two channels, either individual games created by our customers or the customized campaigns created with the collaboration collaboration with our team. Our journey began in 2019 when we received the grant from the National Center of Research and Development worth 1.6 million euros for the creation of this platform. And currently we have got customers such as United Hotels of Portugal, district offices in Poland, as well as the biggest Polish bank, PKO Bank Polski. The immersive gaming market we target holds actually the enormous potential right now. It's projected to be worth $153 billion by 2026, and just 1 year later the user penetration is going to reach 30%, which means that every 1 in 3 users or individuals worldwide will be playing mobile games. We are seeking a 1.5 million euro for in exchange for 10% of equity. Currently, the company is being owned by co-founders, and this investment will fuel actually the growth of the growth of the company and the foreign expansion. Our team consists of around 20 people, the experts from AI, ML, as well as cybersecurity, who have previously worked in companies such as Coca-Cola, the PKO Bank Polski, the biggest Polish bank, but also, for example, Samsung. Within our team, we have also successfully conducted other projects such as Run Video application or the pitching platform InnovCup. So thank you for your attention, and I invite you to share your questions or concerns. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Obviously, it was an online pre-recorded video. So, jury, please ask your questions. So let's see who's going to start. Mircea, please. No. Yes.
Good. So one of my questions, thank you for the presentation or for the video. One of my questions is actually about who are you selling to? So I understand B2B, but who are the businesses you are targeting?
Actually, the first sector that we are targeting are all the companies from the sector of entertainment as well as tourism and hospitality. Later on, we will be trying to focus more on the business in this field of the business intelligence. So every company that has got some ideas in collecting data or would like to find out something about their customers can publish a game and simply collect the data which are around the players.
And have you noticed that these companies are trying to kind of build games by their own, and this is why you're providing a tool, or how did you come to this problem?
Okay, so first of all, we saw that the companies are trying to collect data, but they don't want to do it directly because their customers don't want to share that data very directly. That's why they wanted to have some kind of games or some kind of other entertainment, I would say perks or some other entertainment ideas that would help them to do it in more not that direct way. That's how we notice that. The other thing is that we are also recognizing 3D objects, and this was also the idea of our customers before, because with Ranvido, which was recognizing only 2D objects, we were not able to scan, for example, a flower and find out that this is a flower. And with our application, we are able to do so. And that's also very helpful for our customers, also in merchandising, also in manufacturing and other fields of business.
But you're much more focused on analytics, right? Like building an analytics platform than just a coding development platform, based on what I understand. That's where the big customers see the value.
Yes, they see the value in collecting data. However, the players see the value in the gamification.
Yeah.
And it's like dividing it into two. That's why we always speak about two products. We've got the platform and we've got the application. The platform is for the business customer, and he can create whatever type of the game he wants. But the application is for every game player. So for every player that can make use of every game that is on the platform already. So it means that the platform becomes a kind of a booking for the companies who would like to publish mobile games.
Okay, so what is the average contract value? I didn't get it there.
So the normal price, you mean the prices, right? If I understand correctly?
Yeah, or price, yeah.
Okay, so for the normal game publication, which is already prepared on our platform and that you can just simply construct yourself by drag and drop, you pay 1,000 euros per 30 days. So your gameplay is being published and is being open for 30 days for 1,000 euros.
Okay, so how do you sell?
We sell it simply online, so everyone who would like to make a game on our platform is registering on the platform and creating the game. Then it's being checked by us and by the company itself. And when it works, we publish the game. It's more or less around 1-2 weeks of our work to prepare the game.
Do you provide services, or is it a self-service product? Do you build the games for them as well, or
if you choose the path, yes, if you choose the path from for 1,000 euros per month, and you create the game from our own puzzles, let's say, which are available on the platform, then you simply do it with what we have there. But we can also make a service for the companies, and this is like an individualized service and individualized pricing as well. So for example, the company tells us, okay, today we would like to find out how many of our chocolates are sold in this particular area, and then we prepare the game for the customer, and the players are playing, we are collecting data and just simply sending the data to the customer.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. Thank you for the pitch. I think that concludes, and I think we went a little bit over the time. Thank you very much,
Natalia.
Natalia.
Very much. Thank you, and thank you for the event as well, and have fun.
Thank you very much. And we are moving forward, and we are going to the second pitch. It's going to be 𝐧𝐢 AI, who creates a new generation of AI data-powered pathology diagnostic tools. And Cristian Mogodici, co-founder, will tell us more about it. Hello, Cristian. Salut.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cristian Mogodici. I'm CEO and co-founder of 𝐧𝐢 AI. We are developing AI solution for diagnostic in anatomic pathology. Our mission is to provide pathologists with AI solution to diagnose faster, better, with more accuracy and less errors. Current issues in pathology are worldwide shortage of pathologists, diagnosis errors, and long waiting lines of cases. Our AI models aim to resolve all these problems. Our first product is an AI model that diagnose tuberculosis. We provide pathologists with a platform to upload tissue images, and our model comes with a result of positive or negative of Koch bacillus infection in terms of minutes instead of hours. If this Koch bacillus, it would be searched by a pathologist. These are our competitions, our competition companies. I show you this not to scare that we are far, far away in another galaxy from them, but that we punch there, we punch above our weight, and they validate our idea that there is an interest, there is a market, and we have solutions. We differentiate it from them by our portfolio. We solve other diseases than our competition. Market is 1 billion, this year maybe more, is increasing fast. This year we are making $60,000 in revenues from telepathology, and in next month we'll have first clients for tuberculosis AI model, and we aim in 10 years to reach 100 million in revenues. Right now, we are working to another model, our second product, that will diagnose bladder cancer, and will put on the market next year. We will go next year as well on European market, and we aim to reach US market in 2 years from now. We are seeking to raise $250,000 in a seed round at a valuation of 2.5 million to complete our bladder cancer AI model and to reach market stage in several months. This is our board of advisors, an international one, 2 professors of pathology. Carolina is from Boston, a very experienced biotech executive. Christoph is from Philips Hospital to Home Division. Catalina is like a distributor that is digital scanner for pathology in Romania. I will emphasize 2 of our team. Is Professor Dr. Sabina Zurac, that is head of research. She's head of anatomic pathology department in Colentina University Hospital, and Heather Couture, she's very experienced machine learning engineers with 20 years of experience in computer vision in pathology. Thank you for listening me.
Thank you for your pitch. And now let's hear the questions. Who's going to start? Mircea?
Sure. Thank you for the presentation. My question is regarding how you get to the market, actually, because you mentioned that in 2 years you want to be in the US. In order to be in the US, you probably have to kind of conquer, the region here. How do you plan to do that? How do you get into the hospitals? And what do you need to be in the hospitals used by the doctors? Do you need certifications and other things like this?
Theoretically, we have to get the certification for software as a medical device, CE mark in Europe and FDA approval in US, but till then we can sell our AI platform for research purposes only. It's the same utility, but we say that it's for research, not for diagnosis. That's why we can sell all our AI models till we get the CE mark and FDA approval. And the selling process is like for every software. We are going through distributors that are already established in every market. We are in discussions with some of them. Medist, that is like a distributor, will be our distributor in Romania, but there will be others in other countries. We start here first, then go in another Eastern European countries, then in Germany. In Belgium, we have in board of advisors a pathology professor that will help us to get there. And Carolina, that is in Boston, she's already in board of advisors into hospitals in Boston. She will help us together.
From my side, two things. One is we just launched an accelerator focused on AI and health at Google for Europe only.
Congrats.
So I wanted to say, if you want to apply
I am
until
very
10th
interested.
of July, I think it fits very well your story.
Thank you.
And secondly, I don't have a lot of experience in pathology. I wanted to ask you, what makes you different? Like, what's your competitive advantage in the sense of these models, like the models themselves, the data that you trained and you have proprietary data, or how hard is it to replicate?
In our business, the most important are data. Maybe you know already this. So we have a golden mine that is the medical data. We have a contract of research with Colentina University Hospital. We get their data. They have more than 500,000 cases, different diseases, enough for us to develop a lot of models. Unfortunately, for human beings, there are many diseases that anatomic pathology diagnose. A lot of cancers, and we will focus on cancers from now on. Practically all the competitors that in this market, they are all working like a biotech or a pharma player. We are specialized in our disease, in our very own niche. So we went on tuberculosis. We already published a research paper, and we compared. Practically, there are 6 teams in the world that publish an AI model for tuberculosis. We are the best one, and we can prove it.
So those images are what? Are echography,
No,
X-ray,
no.
MRI?
Pathology is with tissue, is working
Tissue, so
with
it's,
tissue. So it
biopsy,
slides, glass
biopsy.
slides.
It's a biopsy.
Yeah, so the biopsy
Okay.
is arriving